Hi, this is Victoria from crushcrypto.com. In this video, I will be discussing what proof of work means. This is part of our educational series where we will be exploring different areas of blockchain technology. There are many protocols that regulate how nodes on a blockchain achieve consensus, and currently the most popular one is proof of work. A blockchain-based proof of work system was first implemented with the release of Bitcoin back in 2009, but the concept originated in the 1990s. Proof of work is a consensus mechanism that relies on a difficult computational task to secure the network from malicious actors. A proof of work system has miners, computers that compete to solve the difficult task first. Whichever miner solves it first broadcasts the result to the other miners, who can easily verify that the task has been solved correctly. The system is called proof of work because that is what miners are providing. The winning computer is finding a piece of data that proves a sufficient amount of computational work has been done to get the right output. In a proof of work system, the more computational power a miner has, the greater chance they have of winning the competition against other miners. In addition, the more miners there are competing to find the winning piece of data, the more secure the network becomes. Cryptocurrencies that use a proof of work system include Bitcoin and all forks of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin, Monero, Dash, and so on. Bitcoin was the first popularized implementation of proof of work, but the concept has been around for much longer than that. The idea was first proposed in a 1993 academic journal, although the name proof of work was not coined until 1999. In 1997, a British cryptographer named Adam Back proposed Hashcash, which was a proof-of-work system used to limit email spam and denial-of-service attacks. It worked by requiring a stamp in the form of textual encoding to be added to the header of an email in order to prove the sender has used a modest amount of CPU time to calculate the stamp prior to sending. The idea was that spammers who rely on sending many emails with no cost per message would stop sending spam if each email they sent had a small computational cost. This was one of the first practical implementations of a proof-of-work system. On a proof-of-work blockchain, while transactional data is being added to the current block by nodes, other computers called miners are attempting to crack a code that validates the block. The mining process is comparable to guessing a random long password. The more computing power you have, the faster you can make guesses, and that gives you a better chance to validate the current block. The code is generated through a cryptographic algorithm called hashing, and there is no way to crack the code without trying random combinations through repetition. After validation, the winning miner broadcasts the result, and the other miners on the network can prove that the code is correct. At this point, the data in the block is sealed, and miners move on attempting to guess the next block's code. People are incentivized to use their computers as miners through automatically distributed block rewards. The miner that correctly guesses a block's code receives an allocation of new coins that are tied to that block. The inflation rate is programmed into the blockchain, and there's no other way to mint new coins. The winning miner also receives the transaction fees used by every transaction in the block that they validate. Incentivization in a proof-of-work system is extremely important because miners are the main actors in protecting the network from malicious actors. Considering there can only be one winner and the number of miners has grown over time, the odds of a single machine guessing the correct code is astronomically low. People have gotten around this by creating mining pools, networks where people commit their computing power to a pool of other miners. If the pool mines a block, the block reward is proportionally split based on how much computing power each machine has provided. This has kept the barrier to entry low for proof-of-work mining. Let me go over an example of network security as it relates to the blockchain. Suppose someone wants to send out a malicious transaction on the blockchain in order to credit their wallet with 10 Bitcoin from a random user's wallet. They broadcast a faulty transaction on the copy of the blockchain, and for it to be accepted as valid, they would have to mine the current block, in turn creating a new fork of the chain that credits them 10 Bitcoin. If they don't mine the block, the miner that does would broadcast their version of the block with its valid data, not including the faulty transaction. And then, even if they succeed in getting their transaction into a confirmed block, they must continue to solve blocks faster than the rest of the non-malicious miners, and other miners agree that this chain is the valid one. So in general, there are two principles that guide which chain is the legitimate chain for a coin: the chain with the most blocks and/or the chain with the most accumulated mining difficulty. To outpace a network's miners over time, 51% of all the network's computing power is required. This is called a 51% attack, and it is the main security vulnerability in blockchain systems. It is also the reason why a blockchain becomes more secure as the number of miners goes up. If you're interested in learning more about proof of work, please check out some of these resources on this slide. The links can be accessed from the PDF version of this presentation, which is available in the video description as well as in the download section of our website. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and join our Telegram group to receive our latest in our educational series and other updates. The invite link to our Telegram channel can be found in the video description. Hope you have a great day.